Formal.
Yeah.
Formal.
Let the wordplay sit in the first place. Written the verse stay, hitting the verse spray. Splitting these first base. Minions a curse day. Missing the third day. Risen the words they wishing they could be put in position. We run everything from the abs to the streets. Just bask in the beats. These minuscule tags are only impacting at least. It's probably not an actual leash. We're just trying to react to the beast. Just the vandals advance with the heat. Carrying the mantles in the breach. The man's hands moving in advance of the reach.
Hey guys, welcome to the lab. Another great episode of Sundaze with the Clink Room. Today, joined by a friend of the show, Taylor, aka Mr. Dome Pieces. Taylor, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. What's good, Leon? How are you?
We're just living. Livin. Wanted to get you on this episode. Very important because kind of this almost season or this round, I guess, of collector curation packs is nearing its end. So you were heavily involved almost in like this kind of ghostwriter, collaborator, curator.
I would say more like a guide.
Okay,
Like
all right, guide.
Like a guide, I think,
sure.
because I give all of the people that I sat down with, I give them full credit.
Mhm.
It was to take what they wanted and then either touching it up, making it clean. There's a lot of back and forth, which was really cool. There's a lot of like pitching of ideas on both ends, but to get it to where like they were happy. And I knew too, something I always preface to people too, of like, I'm just letting you know that, you know, Casey has the final say. So what I want to do is to send him your pack and he doesn't have to change anything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So it's the least amount of
there's almost no work.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring you on and kind of run a mini masterclass, kind of just so that people can see, you know, the tools you use in terms of getting that concept down from concept to recolor, what digital tools you use, how you present your ideas, stuff like that. It's also a great way for artists to potentially have more options, because sometimes, you know, you'll have something hit crits, it may not hit the right vote, maybe they don't take it, but sometimes the hat maybe just needs another colorway or another couple colorways, so you can kind of compare and contrast, and then when they're putting it out there, they're putting the best version of that, so you're not just kind of throwing stuff against the wall. So I think that you'd be a great person to kind of lead that, and I'm excited to do that at the end. So
yeah, I'd love to.
First, let's kind of cover what happened in the week. So we spoke a little bit about the this season of collector curation. This time Paco got his chance at his 5-pack. You might see a 6th later on.
There is one more on the way. There was a shipping issue.
Right. I think New Air is doing their best to avoid the red and yellow country. Yeah. Either way, Paco got his shot. The 6th one, interestingly enough, has no like you wouldn't be. I know you know what is the 6th. Paco knows, but like if you're just doing like the theme, you would think you knew what's coming,
but you do not.
You don't fucking know. All right, so stay on this close for that one.
And this one's cool too. So Paco originally did this with Casey. He actually didn't do this one with me.
Right.
So him and Casey sat down together and knocked this out, and then I just kind of helped put together the order, if that makes sense.
Right.
So, and I give Paco all the credit. These came out super sick. They're super clean in hand. The BP word mark is full metallic copper, so it's super shiny. And then I'm a little bit of a sucker for Boogeyman. Both 1 and 2. Yeah, it's gorgeous. And then I was also very surprised at how Tape Eaters came out, because that's kind of a color palette I really like. It's like teal, and then like that hot pink is like, ooh. Yeah. And I was truly blown away by how all these came out, because I got to see them in hand at the warehouse, and they're nice.
It's an awesome thing you're able to kind of share and be a part of that process, and then kind of, guide them through their creation process. So let's kind of break down the pack here. So interesting choice for him. Some had patches, some didn't. So he made it a point to say that the ones that did end up with patches, those were the ones he specifically asked for and wanted. So yeah, to me, I'm obviously wearing my favorite other bunch, Man
40.
Yeah, low end theory kind of oxy pack kind of inspo.
It was
Quest.
albums.
Yeah, Tribe Called
Yeah.
Quest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a cool one there. And then for Boombox, he actually picked Swollen Members, which is a surprising grab for me. I'm a Canadian. I did not expect him to shout out Swollen Members. And then Tape Eaters has that magenta under. He said he's kind of fallen in love with. So
I love the magenta under.
Yeah. I think so. For hats, like you see stuff sway back and forth, right? So with the whole like hat renaissance, it was powered a lot by pink unders, colorful unders, and then we kind of it swang back to the other way, you know. A lot of metallics, kind of basic team color stuff, a lot of greens and grays, a lot of greens and grays. People are almost like shamed into making them in the sense that like if you didn't make one that wasn't a green or gray, people would kind of clown you. Now I feel like it's kind of swinging back the other way where greens and grays are still valid, still acceptable,
of course,
still preferred for most, but there's also a lot of people that don't care. They want a funky under, they want a match, they want a little color pop.
So well, this is a good little segue point. So we talked about like doing a masterclass. So this is a design philosophy that I personally like, and it's clean colorway, right? So like a really wearable colorway with a funky under. That's what I like. Yeah. The whole hat doesn't need to be funky, but I think of the undervisor as kind of like almost like an accent color.
Right.
And the argument I always make too, it's the only part of the hat you can see while you wear it.
Right.
And I would like to have a pop of color underneath. I think gray works, especially if you have a pretty like loud colorway already, or if it's very light.
Right.
And then green also always works if like you already have green either in the stitching, kind of like with Boogeyman. So there's green in the stitching. So the green on the undervisor, there's a little bit of that color match there. So
for sure.
But I like a clean colorway. So like, you know, with Tape Eaters, right, it's black and teal. And that to me, I wear a lot of teal, is like a clean colorway, but then you got like that funky spice for the magenta under. Like I like that kind of stuff.
For sure. For me, I look at them almost as like they're baseball hats, and baseball unders historically were always green and gray. So those are kind of like my neutral. It's like a neutral thing. And then if you were to stray outside of that, then there should be reason. Like you said, like for the one on the left, it's almost blocked like a baseball hat. Like that looks like a Florida Marlins hat, but that extra bit of magenta is like you're adding a little bit of Miami spice into it now. Or
it's got like that Vice colorway almost.
I mean, and styles and tastes change too, right? So this one though, what doesn't ever go out of style is a 40 effing swords logo. So
never.
I'm all into that one, so I had to get that one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we'll touch on 40 later too.
For sure. And then we got Crate Diggers and the word mark. I'm loving that Clink is embracing the all metallic logos. That was one of the early feedback that I got from Casey when I handed him like a 50 pack of like, here's my dream things to get recolored. And he's like, there's a lot of metallics in here. I'm like, man, Casey, come on, please. Please. But you know, we're here, and I think it's working. Some of the all metallic out logos have been flying.
I know the word mark was originally all gold, so it still fits in the theming, right? With the BP word mark. So we have the copper version, and then there was originally the gold version. You know, now we just need a silver version, right?
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah,
and then a pewter version, and then an all green version. But I mean, come on, the merch always gonna be family. There's a soundtrack to the show.
Yeah,
the soundtrack to Clink, really.
Yeah, shout out to Paco and Blaze.
Yeah, for sure. And then we got Crate Diggers.
This colorway is
strong pack.
Yeah. Is that wheat? I think it's wheat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wheat is. I love like a tan, like a soft tan like this is so nice. I've been weirdly like, I'm wearing a giant, Superman t-shirt right now, but on the day to day, I actually wear a lot more neutral tones
Really?
as of lately. Yeah, weirdly. Normally I like a lot of color. But as of lately, I've just been leaning a little bit more on neutral tones, and like, this Crate Diggers is something I could easily wear like on the day to day. Like I always like thinking of things in terms of, would this be like a daily? Would this be somebody's daily wear where they pick it up and they're like, I don't know what to wear, so I'm definitely wearing this today.
Right. For me, I wear a lot of jerseys, so like
Yeah.
having like Clinks in kind of like team colors is so awesome because I won't have to worry about, if I pick up like a blue jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wear like a Blue Jay hat. Is it gonna look weird? Like, no, I can just wear like a blue Clink hat.
Yeah, and it works.
Worry about matching.
Yeah.
Strong Paco. These are available now in limited sizes, so make sure you guys jump on them while you can, and you don't have to wait for the pre-order. The next 6 hats we'll cover are ending their pre-order now, and will be sent to production post midnight tonight Eastern. So you have a chance to kind of get your pre-order in before the price raises for Deadstock. But we got Earn the Crown by Milos, Thunderborn, and The Painted Crane by Kevin. What are your thoughts here?
So I love Milos. Definitely one of my favorite artists of all time. And this in particular, this feels like a taking a play from almost like Ryan Simmons, who's really good at playing with color to have this lighting effect.
The lighting,
yeah, the lighting effect on this is so cool with making the crown look like it's shining by utilizing the yellow kind of on the little pieces of the armor here. This is cool. This is something I would buy 100%. And my criticism, and I've been on the show before, and my criticism always remains the same, is with smaller, finer details, I'm always kind of curious how it'll translate. I know the actual suit of armor itself is going to embroider perfectly. But I'm wondering if some of the finer details on the crown might get a little muddled. I don't know. But this is still something theming wise. I'm also kind of like a nerd for like high fantasy or like medieval fantasy. So like I would wear this so hard.
Yeah. It's cool. He kind of took that silhouette too, because he used it before with the astronaut with that kind of like the comet rock or comment or whatever. Yeah. So it'll be cool to see him do this silhouette in different versions. You can easily throw this on like a samurai, a Viking, an Aztec warrior, and
totally
run the gambit with it. And this is just his like silhouette, and that series doesn't necessarily have to just be rushed. You could just kind of do that as is.
Yeah, like every once in a while being like, okay, let's bring that silhouette back. And I mean, that's just utilizing, that's like just like good artistic use of like utilizing something you've already done and then adjusting it, right? Because then it cuts down the creative process significantly. Right. So cool. And then what's
more? So for Thunderborn, Thunderborn and Painted Crane. Any thoughts on these two specifically?
So I love mint. So like this minty colorway, I absolutely love. I think this is so cool. The utilization of neutral tones is really incredible here. And I like the striking pose, the hand reaching out. It creates depth. But just the same criticism of some of these finer details, particularly in the face. This is where I would be a little wary. I think for me personally, this would be a Deadstock pickup. I would wait to see how this translates, and then this would be a Deadstock pickup for me. But I do love this colorway. I wear a lot of minty greens, a lot of teals, so this would be something I would wear regularly for sure, just based on color scheme alone.
Yeah, and then that Statue of Liberty colorway vibe going.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I didn't even pick up on that. It does. And then Painted Crane is a big thumbs up. It's in the theming that I love, and I like the touch, almost like kintsugi, right? Like the touch of metallic gold in the wings and on the outline. This will look incredibly pretty in hand. And I like the splash of blue. I've been on a gray dome, neutral tones. I've been on a gray dome kick lately. I'm wearing one right now. And this would be something I would also wear really, really regularly. I like the pops of color, the pinks, and then like almost like this hot pink on the underside of the wing. This is really, really pretty. And I feel like this would embroider overall pretty nicely. You might lose a little bit on some of the flowers because they're a little blotchy.
Right.
But the overall design would look cool. Like you could clock it. It's like the 10-foot rule, right? I know a lot of guys talk about that. Will I know what this looks like from 10 feet away? And exactly. I feel like you would be able to clock what this is from 10 feet away.
Yeah, give me a second to verify. So this Kevin, I believe he's the
original Kong.
Yeah. So okay,
yeah.
He's the original artist for the Kong, and you can kind of see where his choices that he made are so smart. So like, if you're comparing them to the other two beside it, right? You mentioned the small details of the crown and of Milos's piece, and then for Thunderborn, you mentioned some of the small details in the face. Right? So Kevin made a very smart choice where it's similar size in the actual subject matter, but where it gets small, it doesn't matter if it gets muddled or not. Like it's built into it. So like the little tiny details of the flowers, if that's muddled, that's fine because it's already built like it's like that. For the Thunderborn, if it's muddled in the face, it does matter because it's it's the face. So
yeah,
you can see the choices that he made, and he made such a good choice to bold out everything that needed to be really hyper detailed, and it's there. But the stuff that is finer and small and whatever, like if that comes out muddled, it's fine because it's part of the design. So I just want to kind of give like a little chef's kiss to Kevin, and
it's the little accents, right? It's okay if the small accents are, they don't necessarily translate 1-to-1. I always look for what I call like a 1-to-1 translation, where it's like if I go back and I see the digital artwork and then I have the physical product in hand, and there's almost a 1-to-1 translation between the two. To me, I go, that's a damn good Clink. Like that's a damn good concept.
Right. So just what a great job. What an amazing artist. I gotta circle back and get him on the show one day because we use his logo. We see the logo all the effing time. And it's like a perfect logo almost.
Yeah. It embroiders perfectly. It's easy to do in different variations. I mean, how many iterations of the Kong logo have we seen? Like
so many versions.
So many.
So Kevin from Webster, New York, I'm looking for you. We got to get you on the show. Moving forward, we got Grizzled, CBS Inc., Guerrilla Radio by Sierra and Seamus, and then Fly High, Levi and West. What are your thoughts here?
So I love CBS Inc., and I'm a stan. And this is what I mean by how there's almost no tiny detail in this concept at all. Like I would bet with my own money that if I ordered Grizzled and I got it in hand, it'll look almost exactly like that digital artwork because he draws specifically for embroidery, and you can tell. And I mean, he created the original Chief logo, right? The Skull Chief that Hat Club uses. Yeah.
So the Chief without the skull, though.
Yeah, the Chief without the skull, and then Hat Club changed it to the Skull Chief. But the original concept is from him. And there's little details here, the little purple for the black eye. There's a lot of character in this face. It matches the name. I like this colorway. This is like sound green or like Ming something. This is a funky green that we don't see a lot. And it's also a clean colorway, right? This is almost adjacent to an olive or rifle green on a black hat. And then there's enough contrast against the black with the brown tones and the green outline. And then you get that splash of purple for the black eye. This is ace. And it's also at the top of the pre-order menu on the website. And I understand why. There's a reason why a lot of people ordered this, because I know the pre-order you go to the pre-order section, it's structured from highest selling to least selling, and it's structured like that. And I think he has two concepts that are both bears that are at number 1 and number 2, and this is one of them, and this is phenomenal.
And this to me goes to that thing where if you don't know the story, you don't know the hook, you don't know what it's about, it doesn't matter because it just looks good.
Yeah, because it looks sick.
If you know what it is, cool. It's a good pun, Grizzled. he's like that grizzly veteran that they talk about, or
Mhm.
he's just been through a lot. But if you don't know it, it doesn't matter because it just looks fucking cool. Like,
Yes, it does. And it gives theme night energy.
Yeah. You could see like a minor league baseball team wearing this, or
Totally. What's
like
what's the Cubs minor league?
So
there's
they
like a
have
minor league Cubs, right?
Iowa Cubs.
That's what it
There's
is.
also the Tennessee Smokies.
This would be like a Smokies theme night,
right?
You know,
Yeah.
Black Eye Bear.
Black Eye.
You know what I mean? The Black Eyed Bears or something like that, because he's got the little punch mark in his eye, or something like that.
How are you feeling about the other two? So Gorilla Radio and Fly High.
All right, so I love Rage Against the Machine, and this colorway is super funky fresh. This is kind of this colorway on its own is really wearable, right? It's red and black, but the spice, you got the purple UV for like that spice, and big thumbs up, and it ties into the color scheme of the Kong itself and into the actual design. All of these tiny details are, especially on the boombox, it's kind of skirting that line of, it may or may not translate out, but I think because they're so sharp, like these are sharp geometric shapes, I think it'll actually translate really well. I think the only thing that may or may not get really muddled is literally just the clink on his hat. Right. But everything else will embroider perfectly, especially because, Sierra is very, very good about having his stuff translate really, really well. Every time I see any of Sierra's concepts in hand, I go, God damn, that's a 1-to-1, right?
Yeah. Super bold lines. Like you said, there are small details in the boombox, but none of them are muddy. None of them are, put there with low confidence. You could tell like they packed in the color, they packed in the outline, bold, crisp lines. Everything lines up. Yeah, I think they did a great job. I don't know if I love like this kind of corn silky color. Maybe I would have opted for like an ivory chrome, kind of like a dirty white almost. But
seashell,
yeah, something like that. Maybe seashell too, maybe like an ivory or even chrome.
Yeah,
but this thing looks killer.
It does.
It looks like a sticker. Like literally, you took a sticker and just threw it on a hat, which should mean that it embroiders clean.
Yes.
Fly High. That one is one that I feel like when you see the mock-up, you won't really see how cool it will look. I think when it embroiders, a lot of people are going to regret not getting that hat.
I call these sleepers.
Yeah.
So. I feel this is a sleeper. You can conceptualize it, at least this is the way I see it, is that magenta bottom will be flat. That's kind of the way I'm reading it. Like this magenta bottom will probably be flat, and then the blue will be raised. So you have the offset and then the depth.
You think so?
And I don't know if they would go flat on flat. I could be wrong. That would be my guess. I don't know.
I think they might go bold on bold, to be honest.
Oh, really?
The black would just be negative space.
Either way, I really truly believe this is one of those. I truly believe this will be one of those where people look at it and they're like, I don't know. And then
when you start to see the mail calls and stuff,
like one or two people on the buy sell trade are going to be like, this is so cool. And then everybody else is going to want to pick it up from Deadstock.
Right.
And it's navy with the blue under. It's highly wearable. It's a clean colorway, highly wearable with a little bit of spice on the UV. Because I don't think this is sky blue. I don't know if this is. It might be. This almost looks like Dosientos. Like it looks like a softer blue than sky blue. It's not blue gray.
And that pink almost looks like infrared, like a lava. So I'm all in.
Yeah, it's either beetroot or strawberry.
You think so?
If I know my. I don't think it's lava. I think it's either beetroot or strawberry. Lava has a little bit more of like a neon-y tinge to it, and this is a little bit more of that magenta color scheme. But beetroot and strawberry are like they're like a shade off.
Right. It's like the teals and the baby blues. They're all like
it's like
most people not gonna know the difference between Songbird and Dosientos.
Or they're like, do you want crystal blue or do you want ultra blue, which it's bird's eye blue and sky. No one's gonna know that. No, only you and I will know that because I go through the binder all the time.
I could barely tell the difference. I still have trouble telling the difference between magenta and maroon. But
all
right. So we will now cover the 20 designs going into crits on Monday. So whatever you see here, make sure you guys vote early and often to get it into the shop. So starting off strong, Gabe with Blue Mooners. What are your thoughts here?
This is so crazy, and it's so bold in color.
Okay.
Wow, I have to kind of look at this for a second. So I like the swinging motion. I like the moon. This will be cool because it kind of lends to that asymmetrical kind of aesthetic. I like the hand. The hand will embroider really nicely. I don't know about the logo on the hat. I feel like that might be a little too small. The number 2, I think, will translate really well. I like the gold chain kind of color matching to the bat. I think my only criticism, and again, this is what I said earlier, of like clean colorway with the funky under, I would almost argue that potentially putting this on like mono purple, just straight, I think that's a new orchid, putting it on straight new orchid with the blue tones and then leaving the under visor would look better. I think the colorway is a little too crazy for me, and kind of muting it out and just giving it a mono purple hat and then having a lot of this extra like light blue and this magenta-y, bright rose, beetroot kind of color like pop against the purple, I think would look better instead of two-toning it.
Yeah, so to me, like the hat crown itself reminds me a lot of that Blue Jay hat that they wear, the Alt 4 or even the Cubs City Connect, where it's navy sky. I don't know if he like meant to do that, but I always appreciate like a clean hat colored like a Major League Baseball hat, and then just be completely funky, which this kind of reminds me of. Off rip though, there's a couple small design elements. Like he's got this like funky pink kind of outline around it, but then he's got like a color, like the light source is here, but then the moon is directly behind him. The moon should be your light source if you want to be like super technical about it. The bat looks like it's hovering. Doesn't really look like it's in his hand. It's kind of just hovering. So I don't know if it was like a piece that he added later. It doesn't feel like cohesive with because if you're holding a bat, let's say, hold a second. Let me grab a bat. Don't ask me why I have a bat. In arm's
Leon, why do you have a bat in arm's reach?
But we have a bat. That's my brothers for giving me a bat from Cuba many years ago.
Oh,
so we're doing the bat test, right? Number 1, he fails the 3-finger, 4-finger test. Why does he have 4 fingers and 3 fingers?
I was gonna say I just clocked that. I think you see that little shading. I think that's supposed to be the pinky finger on his left hand, right?
Okay.
That little, I see it.
Give him
make
it a nail then. Make him have the nail, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 3-finger, 4-finger, original. Like anytime anyone does a 3-finger, 4-finger, you automatically think stuff. So, I mean, usually when you're drawing something from scratch, you don't forget. If you draw one with 3, the other one's going to have 3. But we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But the way he's holding the bat, it seems like he just has a fist, right? So, like, anytime you have, like, an object in your hand, it's going to change your grip. You're not, like, it looks like he made a fist and then inserted the bat in there, right? So like anytime you have a bat, it's got to change your grip. Like the grip changes, and whatever. Like we're getting super technical with this stuff, and no one like some people don't care about these small things. Like they just want like an aesthetically like a cool thing to look at. But
of course,
when we're looking at these things, we're gonna split hairs and talk about it, but. It doesn't mean that it's bad art or anything like that.
No, not at all.
We kind of see what we see. So those are one things. And then the ending is kind of awkward. So I don't know what he can do. Maybe create a swipe and then it kind of maybe something, or I don't know. But like I just feel like the whole thing, it feels like a lot of elements kind of just put on top of each other. It's like, okay, we got the moon, and then we're gonna add the wolf guy, and then we're gonna add the bat out. Like everything doesn't feel like it's it's like kumbayaing together.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got this hard outline, and
I wonder if you just even X-nay the bat and then open up the hand, so you have like the clawed pose.
Yeah, but then I guess it's not like this baseball character.
Yeah, I mean, you still got the jersey and the hat, I guess. You know what I mean?
Right. So I don't know.
But
I'm with you. The colors is kind of throwing it off a bit, though.
I think you brought this up a while ago when you and I had chatted, and you're like, more monocolored hats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and like I've honestly, as of recently, I kind of agree. I'm like, sometimes I just want a red hat or like a purple hat or like just a blue hat. I have too many navy. I have a lot of just navy. But sometimes you just want a good monocolor, and I feel like a mono colorway, just the straight purple, would actually be really nice for this. I feel like the blue, the addition of that like light blue, radiant blue, it's probably radiant blue, is a little too much.
So to me, like the actual like matching of it. So if you have like the perfect outfit to go with this, that's awesome, right? But having a hat like this will sometimes prevent you from wearing it as much as it helps you. So like if you just want to go out with like a blue hat, let's say, you might not wear this. It's like, damn, there's so much baby blue in it, or there's so much whatever. So I mean, that's kind of how I'm thinking of it. But always, to me, two-tone hats look better when they're mocked up than mono.
Yes.
It just, more colors, more vibrant, whatever. But like the practical use, like I feel like I would want to wear the mono ones more.
Yeah. Like I love a mono maroon, which is burgundy, but new era maroon is burgundy, and then new era maroon, like cardinal, is actually maroon.
Yeah, to me, yeah. I'm not gonna get into that.
No. Then we're gonna get into weird
labels
semantics.
Labels colors, but all right, Gabe. Moving forward, good job. Number 2, Levi and the Junker got together for the cafe racer. This is kind of like an oxymoron, right? You got the coffee to get you up, the
sloth,
on a dirt bike. He's all over the place. What are you thinking here?
Cafe this is so fun. As a caffeine fanatic, I would wear the living hell out of this. Also, this is design element stuff, right? So I love UV to button. I'm a big fan. Color match UV to button, and then this is chrome on black, so this is immediately super wearable. But I love a UV to button match.
He might have even went stone with this.
It could be stone and chrome digital look. There's like that much of a difference. Even if it is stone. I love stone too.
I almost grabbed the closest stone hat to me.
And I know what it is.
Yeah, but let's not do that. But we'll talk about chrome and stone a little later on today.
I think what might screw me up a little bit is I like the pose, but the arm holding on to the bike, I feel like might get lost a little. And then I think some of these finer details are bold enough, especially on the bike, to where it'll embroider pretty well. Where I would probably have a little bit of concern is going to be like the hands, like the claws. I don't know if those will translate super, super well because they are so small, especially the back feet, because they go to such a fine point. And then even potentially in the face slightly. But I like the motion and I like the action. Like there's a lot of character and action and momentum, and I really, really like this concept. There's just like the little details. I'm always going to be nitpicky about the little details. It's going to be the first thing I look for.
So like one trick that they can do is like right now there's mud splinging, the cups it's going so fast, everything's going right, but it feels like the motorcycle is stuck. The wheels don't even feel like they're spinning. So there's 2 little tricks you could do. You can kind of like
motion lines,
blur the rims on the bike, and then number 2 would be just to tilt it on its axis to give it that he's
popping a wheelie.
He doesn't have a full wheelie, but at least a little tilt that you can see that it's justified that the wheel is in the mud spinning and whatever, and then that will infer that it's straight. Because like right now, it looks like he's flying, but the thing is like stationary. It doesn't make sense. So
I can see that.
Yeah,
I think one other change I would make too is the seat. It's
different color.
Change the seat to a different color.
Yeah. You could almost go black with a white highlight.
Yeah, you could, just to kind of break up how in close proximity it is to the arm, or even just like an even lighter shade of brown or like a tan color, just to give it a little bit of differentiation because it is so close to the arm. That would be probably like a little thing. And they have enough colors working with here because they have what, 1, 2, 3,
5, I feel like, right?
Maybe 5. I think 4, because it's what, gray, black, white, red, brown, 5. Yeah. So they could do at least one more color just to give a little differentiation on the seat. I think it'd kind of help a little bit. And you can keep it in the same color tone, right? You just keep it at brown, just like either a lighter shade.
Right. Yeah. I'm with that. Okay, good job. We're off to a strong start, I would say.
Yeah, these are great.
3, the Dragoil, JD the Ghost. Interesting.
This is awesome.
JD the Ghost. I haven't seen JD the Ghost in a minute. I would have swore this is like a Heather piece.
It does. It reminds me of Heather. I was going to say the same thing.
I'll bet that this is a Heather piece, but yeah, go on.
This is cool. I like the marbly almost, right? It gives me kind of like marbly, the off-white colors, the cream colors. I had one hat that has a chrome UV, and it actually doesn't look bad. It looks pretty cool. I know a lot of folks are averse to having white for brim or even the undervisor because, you know, we all get Cheeto fingers sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
Like I crushed a bag of Cheetos the other day. And I know that would be averse for some people, but I actually do like this. I almost wonder if this is black or graphite. If this is graphite, I like graphite. If this was actually darker gray with the chrome and then this kind of like dirty white color palette, I feel like this would look really cool. And then you have the bold lines. I feel like nothing would really get lost in translation when it goes to an embroidered product. And I think this is a cool variation on a Kong. And if it doesn't go to shop, I would just adjust the colors and maybe adjust the UV because, you know, maybe people look at it and they're like, well, you know, maybe the color scheme, but I feel like the artwork is really sound. Right.
Yeah, this is an interesting piece. I'm still trying to figure out how come I can't get the Heather's Instagram profile. Either way, good job, JD the Ghost. I feel like the actual texture of the piece isn't showing. Like there's not much texture, either fur, wing. It's like not it's not giving me stone. Maybe it's because it's the chrome.
Yeah, potentially.
So maybe just bump up. I would be interested to see how this would be if you bump up like that kind of light gray outline color as like a black or even like dark graphite or something, and then just go gray.
Yeah, you could put this on grayscale and it'll give it that this is a stone statue kind of energy. That's what I mean by if I like dirty whites like this. I think they look really cool. I also think the threading embroiders really nicely. Right. But if it doesn't translate, I feel like this is less of an artwork problem and more of just a color scheme problem.
Right. Yeah. Because like right now, it's almost like it's like a butter statue as opposed to, or even like a marble statue as opposed to, like a stone statue, which we're used to seeing gargoyles be. So.
And I feel like with the embroidery process, that's where you'll get texture, right? Like when they actually do the fill stitch, like that's when you'll get texture.
Right. Yeah. True. Like the, what am I trying to say? Like the musculature and the different curves in the
exactly
thing there. Okay, now I can get it to her. Let me see. Yeah, I don't see it on her immediate profile, so it might just be JD the Ghost. That's interesting. I would have swore this was a Heather piece. All right, good job, JD. Number 4, Pizza Week challenge re-entry. I think the version 1.0 by Jake had a different colorway, so I think he kind of changed some of the details.
Yeah.
And he's coming back for the like Illuminati pizza.
The Illuminati pizza is cool. It's obviously a reference to the back of the dollar, right?
Mm-hmm.
The back of the American dollar. I didn't clock this immediately, but the pizza wheel cutters on the bottom are really, really cool. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like some of the lines are really, really thin on the pizza cutters. Also, circles are an issue with embroidery. I've heard that a lot.
Yeah,
where it's hard because the way they do the fill stitch, they do like lines to kind of fill it out. So like sometimes getting that perfect circle is really difficult to do. But I think this is cool. I almost wonder if I just want less.
right.
Like a less is more approach. Like maybe we don't necessarily need the whole backdrop. Like I get the purpose of that backdrop is to really kind of lean into the fact that this is supposed to be representative of the back of the dollar with the eye and the pyramid, the Illuminati eye. But I almost wonder if just the pizza slice with the rays coming out the top would sell the story without there being all this extra stuff. Maybe that's a me thing.
Yeah. It's tough too, right? Because like the actual dollar bill, like once you pull it out and you see that it's just a bunch of intricate, crazy lines, impossible to kind of mimic in embroidery. But he's kind of got the style down pretty good.
Yes.
One thing I would elect to try to do is to pull the banner in front of it.
So yeah.
Behind it, kind of how it is on the bill. And then I would give this part more of a break, whereas I don't know how you would do it. Maybe make the circle smaller or whatever. But like this, like the actual light's got to see it more through. Like it's got to be able to be punched through, whether it's punching through a negative space or just punching through the crown itself. Because now you got like this pale green, then you got this slime green, and you got the rays, but you can't see the rays on this pale green because there's no contrast. So I think like just making like a choice to just bring this circle spot like either down or even I don't know how you would do it, but yeah, either bring it down or even just building like a natural dip in there so that the rays can really punch through. I do love how he used these pizza ingredients here. They're tiny, like tomato, mushroom, onion, cheese, right? So, but they're too small. So what thing you can do is either you can make them here as a negative space, or you bring this banner over it, and then you can just have those kind of emojis or little icons there. I do love the pizza thing. I don't know if it fits here though, so maybe bring this down, bring the pizza slices up here for balance. I don't know. Either way, it's a cool piece. I think the lime green kind of ruins it though.
I don't mind the slime green so much.
Right.
I would be curious.
Maybe ruins wasn't the right word. It's not. It's not like flowing. I do like the actual other greens he used because those feel accurate to the bill.
Yeah, it's like money green, right?
Yeah. So I don't know what you would do to change that though.
Yeah, I would almost be curious to see what it looks like with all of the extra accoutrement. So like, how would this look without, as much as I like them, without the pizza cutters on the side and like the filigree kind of like pillar behind it, and just give me the Illuminati pizza with the triangle with the light rays coming out? And I wonder if this is like a less is more kind of situation here.
Right. Well, you can also play with it another way where you can do like the crown in Everest, so that way you use like you cut one of the colors out of it. So instead of this pale green, you just use Everest green as a negative space, and that way you're not filling in all with embroidery. Then you can use the icons as simple embroidery, and that way you're not double embroidering it. Because like the way it's set up now. I mean, this is gonna bore people, but like, all right, so picture
technical.
Yeah, so picture the hat. So you got the hat, right? Then you got to embroider the pale green, right? And you got to embroider the dark green on top. But then there's spots like here, like let's say here, right?
Yeah. but they got to
There's
embroider on top of
potentially
that.
4 or 5 colors hitting each other. Pale green, dark green, unpaler green, darker green. You know what I mean? There's like a lot of colors hitting it. So that way, simplify it. Just make your hat Everest green or even off-white, and then have those colors. So now this pale green can move into here potentially. All right. And then you just use this as negative space. And then that way, these all things can be bigger. So maybe you throw them on the outside of the circle as opposed to inside of the circle. And you got way more space to operate with.
Yes. And also those little, as cool as those little details are, it's just once they're embroidered, they're just going to be blobs.
Too small. Yeah.
They're
But like even something like this, so as opposed to, you know, them doing the whole green and then like a dark green and then maybe having to embroider like this part of it, that just becomes a negative space. So you're going to simplify. And when you simplify and bolden, it's going to have better execution. I want Jake to do well. He's been pushing really hard to get his like solo projects in.
He's also so nice.
Yeah.
I've had a chance to talk to him. He's so nice.
The best. So I think part of it is just like the less is more, saying more with less, having it translate, like you mentioned, 10 feet across the room. You don't want to depend on small little tiny details. Right? So
I like the Everest green idea because it lends to like the actual dollar bill color. I think this would look really cool with Everest green and then like black brim and button.
I mean, and then you could do a dirty white, like a chrome. You could do a Vegas. I've seen Vegas been done right. Vegas. So there's a lot of ways you can do it.
Vegas would give it the contrast.
Yes,
for sure. It would give it really crazy contrast.
For sure.
Yeah, there's a couple ways to do this color scheme wise, but this is cool. I like Illuminati pizza. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah. Pizza dough. All right. Moving forward. Number 5, we got the Lionheart region. Milos is back with the lion logo. This feels like almost like an esports gaming like logo. I could see someone
totally
rocking. But yeah, strong piece. What are your thoughts?
This is dope as fuck. My only criticism is on the hilt because it's black on black. That just to the eye, it might get lost a little. And there is that fine sliver of gray to kind of carve out the hilt. But other than that, I literally have nothing. And this is one of those ones where if it hits the shop, like I would stake my own money and be like, this will come out almost 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Bold swaths of color. There's some small detail, but not a lot. This will embroider crazy and it'll look sick.
Yeah.
You know, maybe like instead of the gray, like color match it to the beige and give me like a beige under, you know. But like other than that, it's like nitpicky. Like other than that, this kind of slaps.
Yeah. I like this piece. I worry a little bit about the composition a little bit. So like everything is kind of middle justified. So like if you're looking at the image, he's middle justified, right? But whenever you do something that's off center, I feel like sometimes the center has to be the face.
Yeah.
So I feel like he needs to be shifted over a little bit. Maybe even the shield shifted down, and then the swords either behind. I'd be curious to see what they would look like behind the shield.
I think it'd get lost.
You might not get enough. Yeah, they might be too small. So I don't know. I feel like the composition. I almost feel like I wish I had access to the layers just to see how. Just to shift the lion, bring in the shield, shift the swords. But art-wise, it's cool. It just it's a balanced piece that looks imbalanced because of the composition and the what am I looking for? Like the perspective of the line. It's an centered line.
It's because the shield is centered, but the lion is off, and then the way it's facing is slightly adjusted. Yeah.
But if you're looking at it
directly at you,
he himself is centered. But to me, the center line should be his face.
Yes, I see.
So that's all. Small details.
Small. I feel
it
like
might
this
make
will
it through as is. It might make it through as is. It's a cool looking logo.
I think this will hit the shop, to be honest.
If you keep it like this, you almost don't need the shield.
Yeah, you could almost X-nay the shield and just keep the swords.
Yeah. If not, I would be curious to see this as like a crest or like a coat of arms of the shield too. That'd be kind of cool. Just make him part of the shield.
Yeah.
Sir Lionheart of Wales or whatever.
So cool.
Cool piece though. Good job.
Love this. It's really cool.
Number 6, the Mark of the Tiger. Interesting. This is like one of those old slap stickers.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is cool.
This is really cool and really interesting. Well, it'll embroider perfectly.
Yeah.
I don't like the colorway.
This is the gray and the blue. You don't like?
I feel like, hear me out. I feel like if this was mono gray, because the way I'm seeing this is like you slap it on a concrete wall. Right. So making it just mono gray with the blue under would look better. Yeah, I'm with you. If that's the case, I would lose the button. I know you like the No, I would lose the button too.
Yeah.
No, mono gray. Just straight across
hat?
Gray hat, blue under. This is cool though. This will embroider really, really nicely. And I like Matthew Bell a lot. This is cool.
Right. It's almost screaming for like a third color. You know how those stickers sometimes have like "Hi, my name is" or whatever. Maybe you can't do that exactly for IP reasons, but I just feel like it's missing something. Maybe like a signature potentially. Like some other color pop or something else to break
the eyes.
Yeah.
I would color pop on the eyes. So like you immediately look in. So like red eyes would make you draw your eye immediately to the center of the image.
Right. This is funny. I did the slides, but I didn't see. Like usually, I don't see them. So,
yeah.
We'll cover it later. You'll know why. You'll know why later. But we got Warfight Abara. He's got the obsidian kind of weapon from like the Tech Mine days.
What's it called? It's like LH something.
I never remember how to pronounce it. I know what it looks. I know what the word looks like, but I never know how to pronounce it. So.
Cannot pronounce it to save my life. It
reminds
me of that one.
Obsidian blade weapon. But yeah, what are your thoughts there?
This is cool. I think. I mean, looking at it, it's like the fire trailing off the wings is going to look good. The kind of the usage of negative space is a big thumbs up. Down on the tail. The skull might get lost, especially the teeth.
Right.
But I feel like the flower and like these like pops of purple will be fine. Maybe the beak might be a little too thin. That eye is going to be rough to embroider, but concept wise, this is cool. And I like this colorway. I feel like the UV should color match the button or vice versa, but I like the usage of blue for high amounts of contrast because it's so many warm tones.
Right.
I don't think I like this like egg colored under here, even though I know it kind of is color matching to what's in there.
It's like a lemon zest.
Yeah. It's like a light lemony color, but I do think this is cool. I like the pop of purple too, to kind of balance it out a little bit. So it's not all warm tones, but it's like cardinal. It's like rush orange. That's a dim orange, dark Texas orange. And then it's like, I think it is like lemon zest or it's not corn silk. Corn silk's a little bit darker, but yeah, it's like that lemon zest color where it's almost, it's like a couple shades up from seashell. So it's like almost cream, but it's not.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool concept. Like you're seeing a lot of different things. I'm not even going to pronounce the god. It's
because you're going to butcher it.
Yeah. Oh, no stop. I will tell you though, it's based on the Mexica god of war and the sun. So he kind of took the blazing hummingbird and put it in there. Yeah, I'm with it. It's cool. The only thing is, I feel like maybe the wings are a bit like kind of awkward for it being like face 3/4 like that way. That the the wing on the right to the left wing should be up here, maybe, or smaller. I don't know. But either way, it's sometimes you got to suspend belief a little bit, but it is definitely a cool piece. I'm with you. I like the yellow in it, but I don't know if I like the yellow under it. So maybe even opt for like the orange or even a red, even this like kind of even purple color.
The purple color would be really cool.
Or even take this color, put it down here, put the purple up there. I don't know, whatever you want to do, but cool piece. Can't complain.
Right? Can't complain. Easy to wear.
Number 8, Indomitable.
This is part of his series that he has with Prairie Storm, and then there was the Wolf, and then now this is a Wolverine.
Wolverine? It's got to be a Wolverine.
Yeah.
Flanagan, what are your thoughts?
I'm a Patrick stan. I love Patrick. He's also a homie, but all of his stuff embroiders incredibly well.
Yeah, nobody nicer in the game.
Nobody. And this is kind of like there's some sneaky two-tonage action in the snow white, right? So there's white, and that's probably spur silver. There's like little touches of gray, so you get a little bit of slight differentiation. And then everything is bold line work, and almost nothing is going to come out muddled, with the exception of these tiny pieces of snow, which doesn't matter, kind of like how we talked about earlier. And then maybe the teeth, but his line work is always so bold that it lends to embroidery extremely well. I also like a brown. We don't get a lot of brown clinks. It's like brown on black with gray. Like, this is sick. I mean, you could even opt if you want a little bit more color. Like, this is cardinal. This is russet on the eyes and mouth. You give it the russet under if you want a little pop of red on the underneath. But this is sick, and it'll come out incredible.
It's definitely a cool piece. It reminds me a lot of like that Fresno Grizzlies rebrand that they did with
that Brandios did.
With the slice, with the slot. Like, well, he's not really even slicing; he's just got the claw, and then it's got the claw marks.
Yeah.
So, it's cool. It's like a negative piece where he's slicing through the snow, which is interesting. I like it. It's cool. I just don't know if I love the face. The problem too, like Wolverine is such a like if you know it, you know it, but like it's not really like a well-known animal. I almost wish he just went. I mean, going bear would be like too close to it, I guess. There's not many other swiping things you could do. Maybe a lynx, maybe a cougar.
Ooh, a lynx would be cool. I know this is a concept he's been reworking for a really long time, that he's like genuinely wanted to push through at some point.
Right.
And I dig this colorway, and I like the diagonal positioning. I think this is really cool. I would buy this and I would wear this.
Yeah, definitely a cool piece. Like for us, like we guessed right, but like most people don't know what a Wolverine looks like, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty cool. Number 9, we got Soar by Milos. What are your thoughts here?
I mean, the American stuff always hits.
Right.
This is really funny. This gives me like mascot theme night, like a 4th of July like theme night for a minor league baseball team, which I know resonates really well with a lot of clinkers. They like that mascot style, that theme night style.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 9 stars on the flag, and I mean, you got to condense it somehow in order to make it work for embroidery. So they take a little bit of artistic liberty. But I like the motion. I like the little shadow underneath, even though I would almost prefer it to be a little bit more like anatomical to what's going on instead of just the flat circle. But overall, like, this is pretty darn cool. I mean, you could even probably get rid of that shadow on the bottom. I don't think you necessarily need it.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah.
A great stab. I think he mentioned this is like his first ever like mascot. One thing that you always see with the mascots is they always kind of tilt them so that they're kind of mid-motion, mid-walk, as opposed to like just flat on the ground. So I'm with you. You probably don't need the shadow, or if you do the shadow, kind of make it more like anatomical to him. But yeah, I'd also tilt it just slightly. Just kind of give him that that. That wasn't like a walking pose or whatever.
Yeah.
He's almost in the wrong part of it. So if it's like there, he's like here, but still a cool piece. Flag does look a little awkward, but I mean, like, what? I don't know what to do to change it. Maybe
Yeah,
it's too flat, so you can kind of hide it if you ridge it, But it's still a cool piece. I think moving away from a lot of whites and putting it to the gray does change the eagle. It almost turns them into like a dirty bald eagle. And our bald eagles, don't they have like brown everywhere else? So it's like white up top. But
yes.
Yeah.
It's the white head and then brown.
Yeah. So these got to be brown then. Boom, boom, boom. But, other than that, it's a cool piece. Yeah. Good job, Milos.
Yeah.
Oops. Number 10, Billy the Trim. Jacobo continuing his
the Barber theme
series. Yeah, he's got Barbarito and a bunch of other ones.
This is so funny.
What are your thoughts here?
There's also Barbarian, right?
Barbarian.
Yeah.
And he had the B too.
Oh yeah, there's the there's the B?
Yeah, he just did a B.
Oh, the Barber, the B, the letter mark.
Yeah.
The letter mark is cool.
Yeah.
I think conceptually, like, this is hilarious. I don't like the colorway. This colorway is really...
It's like a pecan or something, yeah.
It looks like candied pecan.
Yeah.
And then this is almost like terracotta. I would change this colorway entirely. I think this might be like where you just take that candy pecan color and then go full mono. Or even take that like terracotta color and like go full mono. But this colorway is going to be detrimental to how it votes. I think the artwork is really sound. Maybe these little tiny lines, where you plug in the clippers. But I mean, that's such a small thing that even if it's kind of muddled, I think part of the issue digitally too is the silver, right? The metal color. Like when I look at this, my eyes are kind of almost struggling to pick out that gray tone against this.
Yeah. There's also no outline to the blade, making it sharp. So it's interesting. He chose to outline everything except for the spurs and then the blades. So those are the two parts that it gets lost. So, yeah, it's a cool concept. It's fun. His holster is tied to like the electrical wire.
Yeah. I think he opted not to give those an outline because they're already so small. This is like a designing for embroidery kind of thing. They're already so small. So if you were to give it an outline and try to give it, it'll look like a big weird black and gray blob.
You can kind of cheat and just put the shadow. So he does have the shadow down here. So just put the shadow into the piece, and then just maybe you don't outline the whole spur, but just part of it, like the dark side, just to kind of just see where it begins and ends. But yeah, it's a cool piece. It's fun. He's continuing his barber.
Yeah,
you don't immediately understand what the hell is going on, but it still looks cool enough that it's like, yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, just different colorway.
Yeah. Number 11, Fallen Angel, Sawed Off Samurai. I believe this is a collab. Let me look it up who he has a collab with. But
it's pretty Seamus.
It does kind of feel. I would guess Win initially, but let me see.
Win. Yeah, it could be Win.
See if he posted. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this?
This is cool. So it's Lucifer, right?
Yeah, it's Win. It's Win.
Oh, it's Win.
Yeah, it's Fall of Lucifer.
Yeah, it's the Fall of Lucifer. I love the lighting. That use of like that lemon zesty to kind of illuminate pieces of like, the garb. There we go. That's a generic clothing word. Like the garb underneath. I like this blue. I like the color scheme, but that face, you're not gonna know what's going on. And those lines are teeny tiny. And even like, I think that's supposed to be like part of the hair or the ear, like directly underneath, like right here.
Right.
Like that's going to get kind of lost. I would also imagine these extremely fine lines in the feathers would get lost. To me, I would almost want to see this blown up bigger, given a little bit more detail, and then you put it on a shirt. Like this would be a cool hit for a shirt. But I think there's too many little details to where if you actually got a finished embroidered product in hand, that there's going to be some serious elements that are going to get kind of lost in translation.
Right. Yeah, that's the tough part about doing like a pinup style almost piece is like you're now limiting yourself to like a less than a 2-inch face. Like that's like a half an inch face. Like it's tough, man. I almost feel
I do like this concept.
I almost feel like there's a little bit of like anatomy issues where it's like, all right, if he's falling, but the cloth is flying this way, but like he's supposed to be falling down.
He should be going up.
Yeah, so if he's falling down, this stuff's got to be going up. These flames shouldn't be going sideways. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe I know you got to suspend belief sometimes, but then like the feathers are falling, but they're not like they're falling off of him. I don't know. They're tiny, like they're tiny feathers that don't even match. You know what I mean? He's got these massive
wings, and these feathers feel a little bit small. You know, you could argue it's from like the interior and not necessarily like the exterior of the wing. But
at this
I
point,
like this concept. It's just I feel like there's too many little things.
Yeah, and you can almost swear he has 2 left feet too.
Yeah, you can kind of see that.
It's tough. Yeah, like you said, awesome concept. Some small stuff in the execution. Like it's a lot to put on a hat too. It's a lot.
Here's how I would rework this, right? So you do just chest up, and then you get that pose, right? Like this pose, and you just get like the chest up with the wings in the backdrop. And then that way you can have fine details in the face. You can still have the wings on fire, but it'll read a little bit better. And then, you know, you add in some details of like the feathers flying upward. But I think with the full body anatomy, I feel like there's too many fine details that won't translate very well. That's just me.
Yeah, I'm with you there. All right. Moving forward, 12. Friendly as a snake. Jake's back. So what are your thoughts here?
Whoa, that is an explosion of color. Mono black. I wouldn't make this two-toned. All black.
Mono black with the funky green under or the red under?
Red. I like the red.
Okay.
Like it's like the lava or like the energy red.
Yeah.
Mono black. This would be a testament to how they digitize the scales. I think everything else you could do, but like the little tick marks to give you the scales and that texture. This is where one of those things where maybe you kind of take a play from like sports logos, because I know there's the Diamondbacks logos that has the scale texture and then kind of recreate that in a way. So that way it embroiders nicely, but I don't know how you would do those tick marks.
That many coils too. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's circles. Circles are inherently difficult to embroider. But this on a mono black hat, you could go either or, you know, with that funky like Volt green, neon green, or the lava red. But this just mono black, so that way you're not having so much color go straight into your eyes, especially digitally. But I think this would look really cool, especially if you took the smile and the smile was negative space, and then the entirety of like this snake coil was raised. Would look really crazy.
Or you can go the opposite and just have the black be super raised and
have the rest of it be flat.
The rest of it be flat, semi-raised. Like the colors are flat, and then the ridges are kind of like semi-raised, or actually have a texture, and then go super raised on the black. That could work. I feel like it's just a little too coiled. You can get this effect without having to coil so many times. I do like the pieces, and the concept's cool. I'm almost thinking though that you either like rotate it so that the head of the snake isn't just like at the bottom.
Yeah, and it's like maybe off to the right hand side.
Yeah. But it's a cool concept. I'm with you though. Like the little snake scales might be a little bit too much detail in there. You Yeah, take a look at Hat Clip, because Hat Clip just dropped like a big like snake skin kind of like, I think in the Adam and Eve collection or whatever they did. There's some snake texture, snake skin texture things that you can do. So just kind of just borrow from that. But yeah, it's good to see him in here twice. Jake's good for sure. Number 13, Nightmare. Mare pun there. So Hakobo back. What are your thoughts here?
This is cool. Graphite gray brimmed button. I like this. I like the gray scale. This is really cool. This is like I could literally wear this with anything. Like I could pick this up and I could wear it with anything. Classic big bold swaths of color. I like the no outline. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say this feels like a Seamus no outliner.
And I feel like this would be one of those embroidered where it'd be like a sleeper pickup. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people would probably grab it because it's from Yakobo. Yeah. But I feel like this might be a sleeper pickup where enough people order it, it goes to production, and then the mail calls come in and people see the depth, because there will be depth to this. This will be raised. This whole image, I would imagine, would probably be raised, and having the depth play off against the graphite would look sick.
Yeah.
So look really, really sick.
Definitely a cool piece. I would probably opt to do the skull in a different kind of colorway. Right now it's like this whole monochromatic gray kind
give
of
it like a bone.
Yeah, like give him like the bone color, or even just like a lighter tone, so it doesn't look like he's a piece of the armor. Yeah, but it's a cool piece. I think he broke it up in a smart way. Didn't try to do the full body. You got the 3/4 body. In my head, I'm wondering if he meant to have this as like a body that's dragging, like he's just kind of like
or crawling.
Yeah, crawling kind of, or if he should be standing up. I feel like it's the crawling one, but yeah, it's a cool piece for sure. And yeah, the new outline definitely feels like it's like kind of like that Seamus style where he does not like.
I think this, to go back to Fallen Angel, like this, I feel like this kind of like perspective, like the 3/4 body, would look really good for the concept for Fallen Angel, right?
Yeah.
Where you kind of have this motion and then it allows you to put in some more detail. Like I can kind of envision, like even if you just flipped this, right? So where it's like he's on his back, but it's almost the same position, but the hands are going up like this.
Right.
Looking upwards with the wings on fire. I feel like that might lend to that concept a little bit better.
Doing it with a black hat, helps you with the shadows. You're not drawing that extra color, you're adding that extra color. Kind of using it as like a shadow place. Yeah. There was this thing I learned in Adobe class, not today, but the other time. I think it's like what is it? White reveals, black conceals. So it's kind of like one of like the little design principles. Just use. So it's smart that he used the use of black there.
Yes.
Number 10, Wind Studio with Roar Nature.
He's done a lot of these.
Yeah, kind of like the inverse of the Minnesota Wild. Oh, he did the wolf call the Wild or whatever, but this is almost like the Minnesota Wild, like the first iteration of the Minnesota Wild logo with the bear landscape thing. He did a fish one too.
I like this color scheme. Yeah, he did do the fish one. I like this color scheme. I like the colorway, blue, brown, with this like candied pecan. I think that's candy, or let's like mango mocha or candied pecan for the UV. I like this colorway. And this colorway is cool. I feel like the trees, you get like very like sharp, tiny edges on the trees. Like those will probably come out okay, to where you'll be able to kind of, taking a look at this, you'll be able to pick up what it is as like a finished product. I just know a lot of these sharper details are probably not going to embroidered like that. The birds, I think those are supposed to be like birds up on the top of the mountain. Those will just look like lions, like part of the bear. So I think that'll be fine. I think, you get this little bear in the actual water. Like that'll be almost like a little black blob. I would almost argue like you probably don't even need that. Like that's something you could probably just take out. And then the teeth, I I feel like the teeth, like the bottom row of teeth, are kind of tiny. I would almost exaggerate it a little bit more so it translates a little bit better. But I think overall there's enough big swaths of color to where this will actually embroider pretty good.
Yeah. I've never been a huge fan of like these kind of scenescapey stuff.
Some of them hit, some of them don't for me. Like I got PCH from, it's Ryan and Brandon. Like PCH came out so good.
Yeah. It's like he took that kind of thing that Flanagan did with the scenescape with the outline, adding like a small character in it. But yeah, I'm with you. Like just this kind of bear looking in the distance if it doesn't like, add anything to the design, you almost don't even need it. Part of me wonders like why, like what, like I get it, like it's like Milos had like that Polaris and the other one is like this kind of, it feels very similar to a lot of this stuff. And right now it's like everyone's like the gold rush is back on for the scenescapes, which I thought we were kind of over that kind of genre, but I mean I know some people like it, so you know it is what it is. But
I mean some of them hit. Like one of my favorite clinks is Forest Rays from Ryan Simmons.
Right.
Embroidered beautifully. You know, some of the scenescapes I really enjoy, but sometimes I'll pass. If there's too many tiny, intricate details, I tend to pass.
Yeah. One of the comments he used too on his other one, it would look good on a t-shirt. Like I feel like these are all meant for like huge canvases, man.
Where it's blown up and
Yeah.
you can have this big statement piece where it's this big bear head
like,
and then you'll
in, you know, like it's like we're looking at hats. There's only so much you can do for that piece. But all right, moving forward, we got Hopscotch, like the literal. We got Lane and J Mats teaming up together.
This is so fun.
I don't know if like doing hopscotch and doing scotch at the same time is advisable or even legal, depending on where this bling is. But what are your thoughts here?
Give me a more scotch color scheme because this looks like lemonade.
Right.
So scotch, like actual like scotch whiskey, is going to be a little bit more of like your copper tones or even like a burnty orange tones. So I think this is almost too yellow for me.
Right.
I think people would look at this and be like, why do you have a glass of lemonade on your head but doing hopscotch?
Right.
I don't mind the colorway. It's like brown on yellow.
Yeah, almost like a
Padres
almost, but yeah,
Padresy. I think this would embroider pretty darn nicely, you know, like the actual hopscotch itself, like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that would be flat. I think some of the finer details, like the way the 2 is drawn with the little loop, might be a little bit of an issue, but I think the rest of the numbers will look pretty nice. I like the wink, you know what I mean? The wink is hilarious. I would almost argue because of the way the glass is tilted, I would almost want the numbers on the ground to be the other
way.
Yeah, flip the other way, like it's starting at 1 and then going across, or it's mid hop on the 4. But I like the character. This character is very, very funny. I would almost maybe even like give it like a drunken expression since it's supposed to be scotch.
Okay, all right. He's done a lot of hopping. All right. Okay, good job. Good job, boys. Nice piece. Number 10, Swift Knights. Ink Park. What are your thoughts here?
A lot of night themes.
Yeah.
Lots of night themes.
A lot of nights.
This looks sick. I like Ink Park for 2 reasons. I like the mascot style. He's like that mascot theme night style down to a T. Like this looks like a professional team logo. And his stuff always embroiders well. So this is cool. I like the pop of red. This is graphite. And then I don't think this is, it might be scarlet. I think this might be like a true red, but there's like some nice, this is almost like a magenta shade.
Yeah.
In the actual tail. Like I don't think that's actually like scarlet red, but this will embroider crazy nice. And there's a very subtle outline that's color mapped to the hat to give it depth, but also texture, because polyester and the satin stitch have like a textural difference. So you'd actually be able to see that like color matched outline on the finished product, and it'll kind of just create like a little bit of differentiation and a little bit more depth. I really like this. This is cool.
All right. Definitely a good piece. There's a lot of little tricks he did here. So like this red kind of boa almost has multiple shades of red in here for shading, and then his silver is not just like a flat silver. He used like a highlight color, then the highlight on the highlight, and then it's darker here. So a lot of little tricks he did.
Yeah, you get that like that top light source.
Exactly.
Get the sheen. Yeah.
Good piece. I don't really understand like Swift Knights. I don't know what that really means or anything, but it's a cool piece nonetheless. It passes like the cool test. Like it's a cool looking.
Yeah, it's just a cool looking logo.
Yeah. Number 7, Pieces of Home. Wind is back with another one. What are your thoughts there?
Whoa. There's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
What color is that? Black? I think that's supposed to be black. The brim and button. It almost looks gray. Maybe that's just like a digital thing. Maybe that's just on my end.
It does look a little bit
like a greenish shade.
Gray. I think it's meant to be black though. But yeah.
I think it's meant to be black.
Yeah. We'll go under the assumption that it's black.
This feels like it could be a t-shirt design. I tend
or something,
or like a movie poster. The artwork is really sound. Like this looks really cool. You know, it's obviously supposed to be almost like this piece of artificial intelligence, but with like a like a little teddy bear. So you could kind of say the story would be if you implanted the mind of like a child into a robot and it's coveting its favorite toy.
Right.
There's so many little itty bitty things that I often wonder, especially on the head, those little circles like on the head, like how that would translate. I'm always going to be really critical of tiny fine details. But then again, also Clink is really good about they're pretty good about nailing fine details from time to time. I've definitely seen hats where I was like, I don't know how that's going to look. And then you see the deadstock and how it actually comes out and you go, oh, damn, actually, no, they nailed it. So
yeah.
I don't know. This would be like a deadstock pickup. I do like this though. And I like this color scheme. I like this shade of blue. I like this pose. There's something really just weird and interesting and sci-fi and melancholy about it.
It's definitely a cool piece. Subject matter is cool. Like it's interesting as it draws you in. I just feel like again, same kind of issues with the other ones. It's like you're drawing on such a small canvas, but there's so much detail. You packed in so much detail. I can see this being like a movie poster. Like you're just trying to cram it in, and like small choices are going to help you.
Yeah.
Well, here you got the blue. The blue is like the light source, but it's not on. It's like not radiating at all on the actual image of the the thing. It's not touching like the blue is just going around like the bear. It doesn't make any. And then you got the white. There's just highlights on highlights and details on details. Where how do you even plan on like embroidering any of it? Like it's tough.
So in contrast to what was the platypus design that comes out tomorrow? So good. Like he went big and bold, big swaths of color, big bold lines. Like I would love to see, because Win is a great artist. I would love to see that style replicated more often from him, like the big bold lines of color, the big outlines, to where I would look at it and be like, this is going to slap and this is going to embroider so well. Whereas I see artwork like this and I can definitely say that it's sound, like the artwork is really cool, but
artist stuff is cool.
Yeah, but I have my reservations of how it would actually translate to a finished product, because embroidery looks better when it's big, bold swaths of color. There's a reason why like the Clink Kong embroiders so well. Like it's like literally right there off to the left, because it's just
the colors are blocked in and it's whatever, right? Like this is something you kind of expect to see someone who hasn't made a lot of hats, or someone who hasn't been around for as long as he has. He has hundreds of hats,
Yeah, it does.
When you put up designs like this, it makes me wonder, like you got to look at your finished product and see how the stuff and see how the limitations of the thread and the fabric and what they can do. It's like now you're asking it to highlight potentially on 3 to 4 colors in like such a small area, like something even like this, let's say, right? Like the Chicago Blackhawks, let's say. Let's just use this as a small example. Like you got the black, you got the fill color, and then you got the outline color. Like that's it. Right? There's no crazy highlights. There's no crazy light sources. It's not like trying to like split hairs multiple times to get your color in. I think like the color he kind of operates like he's like a watercolor artist. Yeah.
I mean, even this is a great example. There's really not too much going on to this logo, but it's big, it's bold, and it embroiders beautifully.
Yeah. So it's the same. We're rocking with the same size and canvas, but there's so many little color changes in here that like you're just asking for trouble, man. You're just asking for it. But yeah, I don't know. Like it's a cool piece. Just got to be simplified. Like
even if it like you just did the 3/4, right? Like you got rid of the lower half of the body and then blew up the rest of the AI robot, right? Instead of getting the whole body, you just take it from like kind of that joint section right below the chest and take that and blow that up.
I do like the pose, but like then you added this like Hadouken thing here, so now you've like shrunk it. I don't know. There's just ways to do it, and like I feel like it's like he's just trying to put a masterpiece on a hat, which is cool and it looks good, but like in practical use, I mean, like even you're like, I would wait to see how this comes out before I even consider ordering it. That's the issue. It will look good though. That's the thing. So it's
because it looks sick.
Yeah, like how do you even like I get it, like he's playing to win, but like sometimes you got to think of like the whole overall experience of the hat customer and who's gonna end up picking it up. So see how it goes. But number 18 we got Arrowhead, Caps and Dogs twice, and Marlin 2 bowls, one for each Marlin. What are your thoughts here? Got an obsidian arrowhead.
Yeah, it's like an obsidian arrowhead. I like how simple it is.
Right.
This will embroider crazy. I wonder if it's going to be too simple for the Clink audience. I wonder if there was just like...
It might be in terms of voting, but I don't think it will be if it finishes,
Oh, yeah. I think like the way you could +1 it is you shrink the arrowhead slightly and then add the shaft of the arrow underneath to kind of sell it home a little bit more, and then maybe add some binding to give it a little bit more color. But this will embroider crazy. Like there's not that much going on, right? Like you just have textures, you have an outline, and then you have 2 colors on top of just like a monocolored hat. Like this will embroider perfectly. This would be like a 1-to-1, right?
So I believe there's a typo. So it's Caps and Dogs, which is Adam Gilbert, Heather Green, and Marlin Tubal. So I'll shoot a note to Casey to fix this before.
Yeah, before Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it is Adam. That is Adam. I love Adam.
Yeah. So I did a lot of you still see it, but my degree's right there. Not to show off, but I did a little education back in the day. So my degree's in anthropology, so I did do a lot of native studies stuff. So when it comes to like these arrowheads, I believe they're called flint. But the way that they achieved this kind of thing, they would take obsidian, which was like hardened like lava usually, and they would take a rock and actually physically hit each thing until you get it so that it's sharp. So I feel like a lot of that stuff is kind of like lost, and it's like it is super detailed and it's whatever, but you're missing like the uniformity and like the actual, like I feel like rock hits to get it to this
that kind of shape.
Yeah. So I think that's what it's kind of missing a little bit, but like kind of like just like this roughness to it. Hold on, so I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
we're studying these a lot in but you see how it's like spots
yeah.
where they're hit, so they actually physically use like a rock, and you hit it away, so that this piece of like obsidian, which is hardened like lava usually, creates like a sharp edge. So
oh, that's cool.
So like it's like here you can see it, like
the chip marks.
Yeah. So I feel like that is kind of missing a little bit. It's hard to show it though, because it's like black on black. But yeah, I think it's like right there. It's right there.
Yeah, if you get the chip marks, this would look really cool. And then it would add detail to something that inherently is very, I don't want to use the word one note, but very simple, right?
And it is something that you don't really see till you like physically get to it. So I don't even know how they would express it. Like it's tough, man. So like here, or even like a hyper real. Like I don't know what I would do. It is a very hard thing to show. But yeah, it's cool. Arrowhead. Number 19, Pandemonium. What is it?
Pandemonium.
Yeah.
Like pandemonium.
Pandadium.
This is the no outline. We were talking about this earlier. I like the bamboo is cool. I like the bamboo on the outside to kind of create like it's coming through the bamboo. Are pandas' nails really that long? Like, are their claws? No, I was gonna say they look exaggerated. They almost look way too long. It gives me like Freddy Krueger. Like he's got like Freddy Krueger claws, which I guess lends to like the demonic aspect of this. I would almost say the background is black, and I almost want that backdrop color to be not black, so you get a little bit of differentiation between the panda, because like I feel like the ears get a little lost. It looks like his ear is floating,
right?
And maybe even go like really dark green, like a really dark green to kind of just separate it. This is cool, to be honest. I like the detail of the bamboo as it's like coming through this like bamboo almost picture frame. I think that's actually looks really cool. This is a really cool detail, but the claws are wigging me out, and it's the ear floating. And I mean, you could fix it with embroidery, like utilizing depth, but I feel like if that backdrop color also wasn't just black and it was maybe like a really dark green or just another shade entirely to give it a little bit of like a differentiation between the actual panda and what is supposed to be kind of like the abyss. Like it's like this thing crawling through the night kind of thing.
Yeah. I like it a lot. I'm with you though. The nails / claws are kind of wigging me out. I almost feel like the scale of it is a little bit kind of awkward. Like I almost wish the panda itself was a little bit bigger. Maybe he's pushing out more, and like more of him is sticking out of this kind of like hexagon. So just have him kind of just peek out. Then you can have him like occupy this area, like almost like here, kind of just maybe I need more like, more crazy eyes, like a little bit more action there. But like the panda itself is drawn real nice.
Yeah,
it's hard to express the color too because it's all white, just white and black, So he did do a great job showing the details in it. But I almost wish he was coming out further, and then just less creepy claws, and then just have him kind of break this kind of seal almost. I do love a good slime green under. So
yeah, I would say black button violation, black button.
Well, if he did do this as a sneaky two-tone, then it is kind of proper because it's like black, dark gray, black, but just go all black if that's the case.
Yeah, you can go all black. I think too is if this doesn't make the shop, but you don't want to give up on the concept, take a note from Grizzled from CBS Inc. and just give me the head.
Yeah. Just like a cool piece. Yeah.
Just like a cool piece. Give me the head, the same expression, the eyes.
Just let him be the star.
Let the panda head be the star, because I think this is a cool concept, and I actually like this colorway. It's like graphite or misty morning with black, and like the slime green under is like it's cool.
Yeah. You don't need all the rest of the stuff. Yeah.
No. Sometimes less is more.
Yeah. And last but not least, Raphael, we got Black Cat Jack.
This would be like a Halloween piece you'd order now, and it would actually arrive at Halloween.
I don't know if it would.
Let's say we're in July, so what?
It would have to be approved tomorrow.
Yeah, it would be. If this was like a couple months ago, you'd get this right at Halloween.
Because then you also got to get it in the shop and then wait a month.
And then wait a month. That's right.
But
I mean, this is adorable. Yeah, this is adorable. I think this would embroider really nicely. This is super adorable. I know there's an entire crowd of clinkers that go crazy for anything Halloween related.
Right.
And this is a hyper wearable colorway. It's just black misty morning with the orange under. I like orange under because I like orange. This is adorable. I think this is so cute and funny. Everything is just very anatomically correct. Like it's supposed to be like a kitten in the pumpkin, in the jack-o'-lantern. This is adorable.
Yeah.
I really don't have anything to say. Yeah.
I love this. As a black cat owner, I would love to own this. I feel though, as if I know cats can like get themselves in like a really small space, but I almost feel like there's like an awkwardness to the pumpkin. Maybe the pumpkin shape feels weird because it's supposed to be round, but the front of it feels like it's flat. You can kind of make it a little bit more playful. Maybe you have like his second leg here, or like a tail sticking out.
I think the tail sticking out of the mouth might look kind of funny.
Yeah.
You know, if his tail was like kind of peeking out like the bottom of the mouth.
Yeah. Or even like a bottom part of his foot, something. But this part feels completely flat to me. And it doesn't seem like it's like a regular pumpkin shape, if that makes any sense. You can kind of hide it by like having the shadows extend, and then you could just see that it's like part of the pumpkin as opposed to just have the whole pumpkin there. But yeah, it's a cool piece.
Yeah,
for sure. And then hopefully this next slide is correct. Yes. All right. The challenge of the week is Tiger Week. So July 29. I looked it up. It is factual. International Tiger Day. So
sick. Tiger Week.
Yeah, Tiger Week. So we got Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon back there. We got Tiger Uppercut on the other one, and then the Eye of the Tiger down there. So my prompt to y'all, Tiger Week.
Matthew Bell, I want Tiger Roll. Bring it back.
Roll? Yeah.
He put up to Critz Tiger Roll as a follow-up to Dragon Roll.
Yes.
And I loved it, and it didn't vote, and I'm mad because I want it.
Right.
Bring it back. Tiger Roll.
Yeah. And then so International Tiger Day, get your tiger designs in. Hopefully they'll make it and you will sell lots of units. And now we're gonna break down our masterclass. So just to give you guys a little bit of a background, you helped initially with a lot of the different curators collections. So you kind of oversaw them getting their ideas and kind of recoloring their logos. And I thought that it would be you'd be a great person to kind of show the tools and the process that you do, because I think clinkers should also be designing with the future in mind. What I mean by that is like, does your logo look good in like colorways? You know, does it have like a good repeatability? Is it good in different colors? Like I think Casey too uses one of that as one of the criteria too when he selects the designs. So
I will say that noodling around with some of the art assets and seeing older Clink designs that stick out to me, and then being like, I should do this as a fresh colorway.
Yeah.
And then I load it in and then go, I can't change any of this because then it completely annihilates the story. You know what I mean? Especially with animals. Sometimes animals are really hard to recolor because it's like a panda is, for instance, like a panda is black and white.
Yeah.
If you make it,
recolor that.
Yeah, like if you make it anything other than black and white, it is no longer a panda, at least to me.
Right.
So there's certain things you can kind of get away with, but like for instance, like we'll talk about this in a minute, but the reason I made this blue is because I looked up pictures of spirit foxes of Kitsune, and you get a lot of blue fire. So it's like will-o-wisps. So you get like the blue fire element. So I was like, okay, this still lends to the storytelling of the design, but I can make it blue and kind of give it a little bit of a blue color palette. And in my own head, I can still rationalize like, oh, this works, instead of just being like, well, it's a Kitsune, but it's orange, or, you know, that's the way I kind of look at this kind of stuff.
And the good thing too, I think, having someone like you involved, you're really heavy into like collecting hats and the history of it. So you'll take a lot of like colorways that already work because you've seen how they work, or you've seen someone kind of do them. And just kind of bringing that palette into it. So like for even, I think of like someone like Grimace, let's say, right? Like Grimace is always matching his shoes and his socks and the hat. So if like this one, I could see someone like him, like, yeah, he's gonna jump on because Royal Ones, he's gonna want this hat for sure. Or even even someone like me, if I'm wearing like a Duke Blue Devils jersey, I want this for a Kansas City Royals hat, like, so talk about like kind of your philosophy behind like color theory and using different colors, like which colors work with which and stuff like that.
So it's interesting. So I don't necessarily have like a background in color theory, but I've done this enough because I used to do sports hats. Like I've worked with Leon before when we were doing Hat God stuff. I've designed sports hats too. And I also have a lot of friends that are diehard sports collectors that I've like slowly been trying to convert.
Right.
I got Weston. I got Weston. Shout out to Weston. I love that guy. But it's like this, what would be the way to put it? So when it comes to design, it's like I would like to try to work in specific elements. So like I would like to, if I take this concept of like this blue azure on the black with the sky blue under, I would try to work the colors of the colorway into the embroidery so it all kind of works in this cohesive manner. And I like to give things like a little bit of a metallic pop. I know that's not something, it's not something in sports hats where they're just like the whole hat, everything is metallic, it's all shiny. And I don't actually like that. I like little pops of metallic because it's a texture thing. So like the metallic threading has a slightly different texture than satin threading, and then it hits the light slightly differently too. So you have two different types of textures on the embroidery, and then you have a third texture on the actual polyester on the colorway of the hat. Right. And then just trying to make sure that you're utilizing kind of all of these colors that end up working together and then that work cohesively with the actual hat colorway too. So this one is pretty simple, and we'll see this in a minute. But this was one of the original concepts that I sent to Casey, because originally he asked me, this was back in August, he asked me to do my own collector pack. And this was part of it. And I actually went out of my way. This is my own Photoshop template. And I also have some new era assets that I could pull from in order to put in the swatch bars for accuracy. Right. And funny enough, the way I got these logos is I went onto Instagram and I took screenshots of the actual art posts and then edited them in Photoshop. Wow. And that's how I did this. Because I'm sure people are wondering, like, how did you get the art assets for this? Like, Casey did not give me the art assets for this. Yeah. He asked me, like, hey, pick 6 logos and pitch me a colorway, and that'll be your collector pack. And I kind of did a little bit of a Hail Mary, having a background in my own template to work in and enough knowledge in Photoshop to just go
make it like this.
What if I just make his life easy and I just send him 6 individual concepts, but he doesn't have to like, there's no back and forth. Like it's just done. Here are the colors and with the actual swatch bars, the codes, the name of the swatches that I used, and it's just done.
No, that's awesome.
And then it turned into a whole lot, which is really cool.
Yeah, so let's take a look. Oops. All right, so this was supposed to be the first slide of it.
Yeah.
But, let's look at the second mock-up. Tell me about this mock-up.
This is my favorite from the pack that we'll actually show off in a minute, because I think the spoilers have been spoiled at this point. This was the original concept. I changed one thing on this, is I swapped out the Vegas gold threading, the yellow-green. It's actually metallic gold now.
Nice.
So I swapped that out to just give it a little pop of shine, and then we changed the undervisor to gray. But this is kind of that design concept where like the colorway is inherently really wearable, right? So this is very fall. I really wanted to kind of give it that fall theme because it has the maple leaves on the backdrop. So I made those maple leaves burnt orange, and then I'm a sucker for maroon tones, and I kind of just noodled around with a couple of different color tones on the head and on the actual helmet until I got this very cohesive color palette, I guess I would say. A lot of it ends up being trial and error, to be totally serious. And I had to keep the actual Tengu mask red. Like I knew that was like the point that I started at. Like non-negotiable. Like this has to be red. The leaves have to be this burnt orange to give this kind of fall texture. And then I kind of worked my way from there. And I love stone and an off-white. And I love the UV to button color match. But this was something we ended up changing to gray. But I felt like this felt nice and cohesive and interesting and almost kind of in like a color palette we don't see too much. I think we get a lot of reds, we get a lot of blues, we get a lot of greens, but I feel like we don't really get a lot of like these fall burnt oranges a lot. And I wanted to lean into that theming.
I love this kind of colorway, color palette.
Hyper wearable.
Yeah, like you see some aspects of like some of the like old Astros kind of colorway into it too, with the terracotta and stuff like that. Just a strong mock-up here. So kind of buried the lead, so we kind of announced it while we were talking about it. But coming Monday, we got the yokai pack. I think it was originally just supposed to be called a Taylor pack, but either way,
I pitched it as the yokai pack. And I'm mad because Hat Club did a yokai pack, and I was like, I sent this in August of last year, and I'm salty because they beat me to the nomenclature. And I actually have them all right here behind me. That's what's been sitting here this entire time, and I'm wondering if anybody clocked that.
Let's take a look.
Yeah. So this is for the No Side Patch gang, but I love Smiles and Cries, and then this is black camo. Nice. So this is black camo. It's a black camo button.
This Smiles was one of your first hats, right?
This is the first pre-order I got in hand. It wasn't the first. It wasn't the first pre-order that I ever made, which was Northern Aurora, which is like one of my go-to like green hats to wear. But this was the first one I ever got in hand from 40 Swords. This one means a lot to me. So good. And the red is metallic red, and the gold on there is metallic gold. So there is a level of shine to this. And then we have the nice little pop of blue on the sky blue under. And then, golden Kong, and then the golden flag. But this was like a slight adjustment. I actually really like the Cherry Blossom side patch. But I know there is a crowd of clinkers that are like, no side patches. And I was like, okay, well, I really wanted to do this just as like a plain, just clean, and then working in the fabrics, because I actually really like black camo in hand because it is extremely subtle, and it also has a different texture. It almost has like a satiny texture. There's like a sheen to it. And then shout out to Alec. So this, side note, Alec sent me the original Sakuranami for my birthday, because I just had my 32nd birthday, but I did retro. Yeah, he sent me. Oh no, it was Retro Soccer Anami. He sent me the original Retro Soccer Anami, but this was one that I really wanted to do because I never got a chance to get it in hand. And just teal tones, blues, gray under, just really, really gorgeous. I love this entire series. It's my favorite series from Clink. And then now that I have
the Holy Trinity.
I have the Holy Trinity. I have the original. I have Breeze, the reprise, and then I have Retro, and then I have my own fresh colorway version. And then I pretty much picked all these old Japanese Clinks that I wasn't around for.
Right.
So Ronin's, the entire outline is metallic red to kind of give it that demonic kind of shine. I tried to go kind of muted. And then the side patch, lots of reds, a little bit of metallic on it, metallic red, and then the red under. And then it's brown here with a red button.
Beautiful.
Give us some spicy two-tone action. And then this is my favorite, to be honest. I thought this came out so incredibly good. This is my actual favorite from the entire pack.
Yeah.
It is El Tengu from Siak. Siak, right? Is it Siak or Sierra? But
let me look that up.
The slight change from Vegas gold to metallic gold, just to give it a little bit of shine. And I thought this side patch came out so nice.
All right. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
All right, so we can confirm that El Tengu is a Siak.
Yes.
All right, let's continue.
And then I feel like a lot of people have been wanting this one.
Yeah.
Which is Ninetales with
That's
the Sakura patch.
Early 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
Ian Mack, I believe, right? Ian?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ian. There was a slight change originally, like on the mock-up that we showed. This was supposed to be metallic blue. It got shifted to kind of that like ultra blue, like that sky blue color, which I actually really like. It pops really nicely against the rest of the color palette with a gray under. And then finally, one of my all-time favorites, and in a colorway I love, is Phantom Fencers.
Yeah.
I thought this Phantom Fencers came out super nice, kind of this ghostly color palette. And something I never really see too much is lavender. So the lavender brim and button, and there's like a little bit of maroon in there. I mean, you can really see that like maroon burgundy kind of on the side patch here. But this is probably one that I'll end up wearing the most. That and El Tengu, but this whole hat is
the OG,
really cool. Yeah,
the OG is gonna forever haunt me because shout out to USPS, they lost my package, but amazing pack. You know me, I'm team side patch, so I picked up two. It's funny. You showed the two mock-ups were the two that I
the ones that you picked.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't get the original, or I may have got. I don't even remember. Either way, if I have the original, don't have the original. You did it in a way that it doesn't matter. I still want it, and then Siak with the masterpiece.
So cool, dude.
Stone, yeah. As soon as I said I had a stone hat handy, you knew what the heck I was talking about.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, we'll touch base on that later.
Yeah.
But this whole pack, I love the Japanese Clinks. I don't think that's a secret, really.
Nope.
And this was originally supposed to be my collector pack, which then turned into me being able to work with all of these wonderful people that are fans of the Clink Room, just like I am. And I really hope you guys like these, because I thought these came out really cool. Especially, I love the black camo. I love that I got to get away with the black camo brim and button on this.
I love that for your story, because I do remember you really loving that 40 piece, and the fact that you got to remix it and make your own Japanese kind of curation.
Yeah.
For it. I think you did a great job.
Thanks, man.
For me, narrowing down to two was really, really tough. If I could get all six and get away with it duty free, I would, but the queen is on my ass right now.
The queen demands tithe.
He demands mad tax. Great job. So all of these 6 hats drop tomorrow for VIP, and then Tuesday for the regular the regular release. Congratulations, amazing pack. Thank you for sharing a little bit of the behind the scenes and kind of your process and how you kind of come to your colorways. I thought that was a great insight and a good thing for potential clinkers to just kind of see their art in different colorway versions and different things to see and add and create more diverse kind of art. You don't necessarily have to post them all. You just, kind of see it in different ways and make sure that is dynamic enough. I think that adds an extra bit of a chance that your art makes it. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Any last words before we part ways?
No, other than this has been great. I always love popping on here and hanging out and having a good time. And this has been something that I've been waiting for almost an entire year. This was something I sent over in around August of last year, and it's almost fucking August. So yeah. I remember you brought this up before too, of like when you did yours, you're like, yeah, this took an entire year.
Yeah.
Because there's, the back and forth, and then it needs to get ordered, and then the drop schedule needs to kind of tie in, and sometimes things get tied up in legal. Like, something that I thought was really interesting was Casey told me that like El Tengu was having issues with legal and getting through legal. Weirdly, that was the one that got kind of tied up. And I think originally I was supposed to get mine much earlier, but that was the one that kind of made it take a little bit longer, and I'm happy to have it in hand. And as a sale point, you and I looked it up, and it's no longer on the website. I tried to look it up and search it on the website, and it's no longer on the website. So I don't know if it got pulled, because that was something that you and I just had to go look up. So
yeah, that was weird. Maybe they just renamed it on the back end and we don't know, but
yeah, potentially.
Either way, congrats. Happy to see what you got coming later. And let us know in the comments which is your favorite for Taylor and Leo. We're out of here.
Peace.
You're at the end of the world, as you know it, my dude. Time is up and you out of mood, so what will you do? It's the BP mercenaries, not here to